Hello everybody, welcome back to Gelvin Valley, Farming Simulator 15 on a map made by Wild Wild Wes. Still enjoying it here. We're working on field number 18, picking up rocks across the hillside, and the trailer's getting heavier. Before I do anything else though, let me get my handy timer started. Gift from Atomic 67, also known as Eustace Farmer. Here you can hear it ticking. It's not a bomb. Just my timer that makes me jump at the most inopportune of times. But it tells me when 30 minutes are up. So let me just continue this a little bit, see if I can pick up a few more rocks. Oh yeah, look at that. It's kind of... Maybe I'll just head on out the gate over here. I think I can take them to dispose of them up here at the same area where we dispose of bales. Looks like I got rid of all of them in the corner here. I'm just going to turn off picking up rocks. And we'll just take it over there. Yeah, these rocks have weight. So some of these larger ones, they have larger density. And even though this tractor will be able to go more than 30 miles an hour, I think its top speed is going to be curtailed a bit because of the heft of the rocks that I have in here. So let me see how much I can get it up to. 16. Wow. 17. Do I hear 18? Yeah, I don't know that's going to do it. Maybe depends on getting out of these curves. Right, I'm actually slightly going downhill. Could be. Last episode had myself quite a bit of fun. Not sure anybody else did, talking about code talk and cryptolec, all this pseudo language stuff. There was one other one that came to mind, as I finished the episode, that never really got into, that's always kind of amused me, especially now as a parent. Let me see, let's get rid of those rocks. Ha ha ha. Hey. There, okay. It's definitely empty. Yeah, it's just those triggers that I think it gets around. Oh, it even paid me for them. How about that? Yeah, that guy's a real dummy. This is stuff we want to get rid of out of our field. And he's actually paying for the rock. Oh, well. That's on him. Yeah, see, we go much faster now that we don't have a load of rock in the back, so I think what I'm going to do as a result, I'm going to head downhill and let's get back, twist and turn, see where I get in the field. Here it is. Fortunately, I have tire tracks to follow. We'll wreck the paint. Turn this back on. And I think I can... Maybe I'll aim for a couple of these on my way down. There we go. I see some coming. Although I probably should just go straight to the bottom. Oh, look at that. It gets caught then by the trigger and back. Yeah, at least it picks it up if it falls behind you, but I really need to slow down when I'm actually picking up the rocks. Let me see. Okay, there's one up here. I just got to keep my eye on these dots. I'll maybe get those in a moment that are up the hill a little bit further. I have a few of these. I guess I don't have to go... Oh, that one's going to be tough. Not this one here. This one that's a little further down the hill. Yeah, I'm losing altitude. Yeah, this is where it gets a little painful to pull it back up the hill. But we've done it before. We'll make it. Actually, I'm going to put my glasses on. Do we have... No, I think we've picked all those up down the hill. I think the rest... And we'll get this guy here. Or get him again. If I tip this a little bit, I can also see... Yeah, boy, this is steeper and all get out in here. just love the slope. Although, probably as some of you have noticed, well, I know we've all noticed, there usually isn't much slippage. You know, if you have an object, the physics of the game, like if it's round, it'll take it down the hill, like a round bale will roll. And anybody that's been on the series for a while, I think you know that that I added a script to the map so that the round bales would kind of stay put, you know, instead of just going on down the hill. I think in real life it's possible to roll a round bale. I think it is, but not quite as easily as they make it seem in here. Let's see. We didn't get this just in 2 loads? I kind of think we are. Which means we were able to pound into the soil quite a few rocks. Actually, just looking here now, is this just one more and that's all? Like I say, let me put this on. I'm actually going to put on my glasses, make sure I'm not missing anything on my screen. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other rocks, so we're going to call this done. And I think we can say the seed bed is prepared and we're ready to plant. And a ditto for all the rest of the fields that we have. We are ready, because all of them I believe have been rolled at least, including this one now, and I think this is our largest field, so our planting season, even as I look at the time, it's 6:45 at night. You know, I may end up advancing the time, although I hesitate doing that. I hesitate doing that because it's going to force me to pay interest. But the thing of it is, I know watching some guy plant in the dark probably isn't the funnest thing to do either. So there may be a balance here. Oh, car decided it wanted to turn. But anyway, we got the rocks picked up. I know we had a whole bunch of rocks to pick up. The last time I ripped it out, all the fields. This is the last time I just rolled it. So we didn't kick anything up except for this field we just purchased. And when we deep ripped it, well, all those rocks came out. So we just go up. I think you can see these disappear as we walk into the trigger. Doo-doo-doo-doo. There we go. The rocks are gone. We're going to head on down the hill, take our trailer home, and think about, you know, I'm going to have to go. I know I talked at length about this in a recent video. Some of the math that I did suggested that it would be better to grow corn and turn it into silage. But the thing of it is that I got to keep in mind, it's all going to depend on the current prices, you know, that we have for it. And given how quick the crops grow in here, maybe, you know, with the prices known, you can kind of lock in what you need. But if I'm going to take a couple of days at it, maybe need to do a little bit more strategy. What would you guys do? Oh, I got started talking about codes, and something amusing to me as a parent. I never finished the thought, so I got scatterbrained onto rocks. But growing up, my parents had their own code speak, if you will. Like a real simple one was, you know, my mom and dad, we had 5 boys, 2 girls, hungry family, if you will, mouths to feed, and so we didn't always have, and don't get me wrong, I don't mean to make it sound like I'm poor when I say we didn't always have, we had everything we needed, let me say that, But we didn't always have some of the luxuries, maybe that are easier to afford, when you don't have as many children or whatever. So having ice cream, for example, well, that was a real treat. And so it was handled sparingly, if I can put it that way. So sometimes my mom, if she knew she had some in the freezer or whatever, she would ask my dad at the dinner table, do you think tonight's a good night for soap? She would call it soap. And we never picked up on that as kids. I mean, whatever we were thinking, we just, who knows what we were thinking. I don't remember them using that very often, but it's just kind of funny thinking on it now, that they use that as a code word. So if he said no, well, then we just never got any ice cream, and none of us kids were the wiser, and we weren't able to argue about it or whatever. And I'd be curious to know, I know some people listening to this are also parents, what code have you used? Actually, maybe I'll use my pickup for this. And talking to your own kids or whatever. Maybe what I need to do actually is repair this thing. I kind of think that's what I should do. I don't remember how, though. Maybe I get out and let me see. Do I get in the rig? Aha! Repair vehicles costs $7,600. Ouch. Okay, both are completely repaired. All right, thank you very much. And now I gotta do a little thinking. I almost think I had a spreadsheet to help figure this out. So let me go to here. I want to see what the prices are. This is, I know, at different farms. Oh, we have a great demand for canola, but that's only going to last another hour. And I wish I knew. I'd have to study the Lua code some more. I wish I knew how often the prices change. I kind of think it's every hour on the hour. And it'd also be interesting to know kind of what makes it tick. What causes it to go up, what causes it to go down, how often, how hard will it go up or down. So pheasant pluckers, I think, is generally the place to take grain. Wheat, barley, 169, 212. Barley is still pretty good versus, yeah, see these others. Farm shop is going to be comparable between the two, but yeah. Probably pheasant pluckers is a place to take. You can take potatoes up there. Where is the silage? Somewhere down here. And I got all these other mods. There we go. Old Joe's Farm. I know I was talking about this the other day. And I think Old Joe's Farm, $283 a ton. That's probably the highest price for it. Yeah, see over here is $162. So you can take some over to Old Joe, but as I understand how the map is made, this is one of the nice things that he built into it. It's going to, the trigger will disappear into the ground, so you could only take a limited quantity over there before you're kind of done for a while, so it's limited value, but obviously probably quite worth the trip if you can make it over there. I kind of wanted to just, wheat and barley are appealing to me because they're easy to put in, easy to harvest, plus you get the straw you got to do something with. Someone else said they didn't think it was really profitable to do anything with the straw because, or unless you had animals, had another use and you could capitalize on it, with a higher value use. But I don't know. We cranked out a number of bales. But I think for sure what I am going to do is probably plant barley if I plant anything. Canola is up at the moment, but this is a special demand. I think, yeah, this is probably what the normal price is, $470 over here. And by time you factor in the lower yield, the fact there is no straw, you don't really come out ahead, or at least I haven't noticed. But like I say, I need to reset up my spreadsheet that I had to figure some of this out, do some maths, and see what would be the best bang for the buck. But I'm probably going to plant barley. I don't know there'll be any wheat. And maybe I'll do corn somewhere. I haven't ever harvested corn. I would have to rent some specialized equipment. And one of these days, I need to get into the livestock business. But maybe before I do, I need to kind of some store up some material for them. I'm trying to think. I need silage. Maybe would be one if I'm going to raise beef. And yeah, is that all I would need? Silage and straw and more straw just to have to mix it up to turn it into total mix ration. Anyway, I think I know what I need to do. I need to rent me a sewing machine. Is this the one I would use working with 6 meters? Yeah, this one I can put in corn. I don't think my tractor has enough power to pull that, so I'm just going to rent one of these. And oh boy, I think I'm going to have a bunch of work to do with it, so let's go rent this. And I'm going to head on over. And I probably need to get my truck over to the field so I can fill it up with seed and all that jazz. And I don't have a field over here anymore. Well, I still have 25. That's close to... Ooh, let me stay out of the ditch. That's close to where I'll be renting this, so maybe I need to head over there and then head up the hill to 22 and kind of come down around to 18. Kind of follow that loop. So I'm going to need to shuttle some things over there to get all the pieces in the field that I'm going to need to pull this off. I think last time in this field I had canola, and you know, we don't grow a lot of canola in this area. I've seen on some of my friends' videos, you know, in the UK, that there's canola grown there. I know in the eastern part of the state where I live, and in a couple other states, I know there's canola grown. But is it typically something that will get rotated with another cereal grain? Meaning you wouldn't put canola on top of canola, you would cycle it with wheat or barley or grass or something. So maybe it would make sense, since I know we did. I'm sure it'd be nice to have that information available too. And I think kind of in the more recent versions of Farming Sim, I think there are mods that will track that. And I think I was playing Farm Sim 19 here the other day, and in the Seasons mod, they have a crop rotation calculator, if you will. So it will impact the yield if you plant like the same crop twice in the same place. It will impact the yield if you let the ground go fallow. Certain crops do different things to one another. You know, for example, you don't need fertilizer on soybeans. You know, the way a soybean behaves, and there's a reason why in the midwestern part of our country, the country where I live, that they grow a lot of corn and soybeans on a rotation. You know, they just work well together. So let me make sure I'm not okay, select seed. That's corn. Oh, this does everything. Oh my. Okay, so corn. This must be barley. That must be wheat. It would sure be helpful to have words on there now, wouldn't it? So I think barley's the one I wanted. And of course, it's empty. So I'm just going to get it down here to the field, and we'll get ready to plant. And then I'm going to have to go get the seeds. Get this in here. Right in the gate. Alright, let's go get something that drives a little faster. Back this bad boy up and go find our seed or chemical trader. There's a little mod I think that I have on my mod spreadsheet. Oh, hey now. Hey, are you serious? Okay, scratch that idea. I was hoping I could take both the repair shop and the seeds to the field, but as it turns out, I'm going to have to use my other tractor. No biggie. We'll just drop this off here, and we'll press him into service and pull it out there. I'm pretty sure he can pull this. Helpful to have more than one tractor on the farm. You know, with the rotation that I had in the past, I was able to get the whole place planted, I think, you know, within a certain limited period of time. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that with the additional ground that I have, but that's okay. Maybe for the first time I'll have to just simply do some of this off cam. That might be what I gotta do. Yeah, and I wish I had that spreadsheet. And, you know, one of those that we saw that was a spreadsheet, it's just a random one I found on the internet. You know, this is, again, it's an old game, Farm Sim 15, but it had the soil mod. And this map, we could use soil mod in it. I've chosen not to. There's going to be another map I'll try where I use it. So I wanted to have a tool that would help me use it. And I know it's one tool of many. But I'd be curious, you know, for any of you all out there that listen, you know, all one or two of you, and that may comment, what tools have you made to help you with this game? You know, I don't know if anybody remembers the spreadsheet I referred to that I would use to do a little math to help calculate using current prices, you know, which would be the best crop to plant. But if you made something similar, or some other kind of tool, maybe some of you have made one, you know, to work with the soil mod, and some of these guys I know got pretty elaborate about it. You know, they would build in macros and everything to make it practically idiot proof, so you could know exactly what to do. I don't know if the one that I have does that. I think it's more just kind of a template outline with the basics of kind of how it works. And oh, I guess I could remember that I can drive through these cars. That is a script I put in here. Basically, to take all these cars and make them drive throughable. I'm just glad I can remember to drive on the left side of the road. And when in Rome, do as the Romans do. I don't remember in Farm Sim 15 how developed some of the mods were for things like seeds, because we were pretty limited on buying things like pallets. I kind of think there was some mods out there. Here we go. That's going to cost me. Pallets of seed, or bags of seed, rather. I almost think I remember seeing some bags. Maybe it was OEB modding that had some of those. Where, versus the setup that I have here, you know, this is a never-ending supply, if you will. We don't have to take this trailer and little tractor to the store, you know, to get more seeds. It just always has it, and it just charges you money as you fill it. But actually, let me leave my. Oh, good. It'll put that on there. But I know in the newer versions, maybe. Oh yes, there's this abomination that I did right here. Oh, there's no clean way to fix that either. You know, in Farm Sim 17, they got you the. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plant grass right on that dirt strip here where I accidentally lowered, or accidentally turned on field detection. So I'm going to turn, let's see, grass. Is that grass? I think that is grass, isn't it? Down you go, and it's going to turn it green or... You know, hey now. Well, now this is really interesting. I was thinking it would turn it green, but, well, and maybe, I don't know. Hold on, I better get back to this before I just... Maybe I don't know what I'm... Hey, well, I just learned something new here that I didn't know from back then. It appears planting grass... I was assuming it would turn the ground green. You know how you plant grass anywhere else, like I bet if I did it kind of up to the right here of the tractor, that it would turn green. But maybe it doesn't do that if the underlying ground isn't. So, be that as it may, I'm happy to have taken care of my road. What I was starting to say is the newer versions of the game, you know, that's where the roller came in. You could come in and clean up the corners of your field, or if you had a whoopsie, drop the plow in the middle of the road and you didn't intend to, and if it took some of it out, you could clean it up with a roller. Now, I didn't think we had that option here in Farm Sim 15, but as we just saw, it turns out I was mistaken. I was figuring I would just plant grass kind of over that spot, kind of as a band-aid, not even realizing that that it would return it to its original state. So that's kind of cool. Maybe you all knew that already, but I didn't. I didn't think we had something like a roller in here, and I'd even contemplated trying to build it into that one roller mod that I've been using, you know, to crush rocks or to pound them into the soil. You know, maybe something to add to the script so that it could function like a roller in Farm Sim 17 or and beyond. But I guess I don't need to do that. Just get a sewing machine and plant grass, and it'll return it. I may have to try that with some other area, but I'm pleasantly surprised to see how it did that. Anyway, it's already 7 o'clock in game, and here we go, planting the new crop. It's always just kind of exciting, sowing in hope, and it's nice doing this with 20-some thousand in the bank, although I realize it's backed by the full faith and credit of some lender. So I imagine by the time I get done planting all my fields, fertilizing them, that I'm going to be out of money. So, you know, probably what I should have done was come in here and fertilize these fields while I can see. That's something I did a lot of in 15. And I'm not a farmer in real life, so I wouldn't know if they ever do this. Do guys sometimes fertilize the ground when there's no crop in it? I know they'll spread manure, you know, when there's no crop. I don't think you typically do that when there is a crop. But I'm talking the granular fertilizer or liquid fertilizer. Do they ever do that just on bare dirt before they plant? Maybe they do. I guess I wouldn't know. The only reason I would do it is so I can see. You know, I have it on fast growth mode, so I have a feeling once we go to the next day, there's our... I didn't jump this time. There's our timer. Thank you, Atomic. But once you go to the next day, I think all of this is going to be fully grown. And I won't be able to see diddly squat when I drive my lowly tractor and fertilizer spreader in here, so... Maybe what I should do is just, when I terminate this episode, and we're already at the end of 30 minutes here, maybe I should just advance the date to tomorrow, so I only have one field that'll be up and ready for harvest, and and then plant the rest of them. Hopefully I can get all that done in a single game day, and not only get them planted, but also come in behind and fertilize them while I can still see, what I'm doing. Can I do all that in a day? Yeah, probably. But anyway, we're past 30 minutes now. Another episode in the can. Thank you so much for watching, taking time to listen to me, listen to me drivel on. Very nice of you to give me some of your time. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.